Multiplying rational numbers. So when we're multiplying rational numbers, we have to remember that when we multiply a positive with a positive, it gives us a positive. When we multiply a positive by a negative, it's going to give us a negative answer. If we multiply a negative by a positive, it gives us a negative answer. If we multiply a negative by a negative, it gives us a positive answer. Now, keeping that in mind, if I have 6 times 7, they're both positive, so I know my answer will be positive. It gives me 42. If I have 3 times negative 12, I know it's going to give me a negative answer, negative 36. If I have negative 8 times 4, it's going to give me negative 32. Negative 6 times negative 14, 2 negatives gives me a positive. Gives me 84. Same thing applies with decimals. So if I have negative 1.5 times negative 1.8, I know it gives me positive 2.7. Negative 1.25 times negative 2.84, 2 negatives gives me a positive 3.55. If I have 0.8 times negative 2.4, a positive and a negative, I know it gives me a negative 1.92. When we're dealing with fractions and we're multiplying, the only thing we have to keep our eyes open for is for mixed fractions. So if I have negative 3 over 2 times negative 1 over 5, there's no mixed fractions, so I know I have 2 negatives, so it's going to give me a positive answer, and you don't have to write your positive, just don't make sure you don't put a negative. 3, and then we just multiply the numerators. That gives us 3 times 1 gives us 3, and then we multiply the denominators. 2 times 5 gives us 10. Same thing for the next one. I have 2 negatives, so I know it's going to give me a positive. And then we just go ahead and multiply the numerators. 11 times 21 gives us 231, and 7 times 44 gives us 308. If we have a mixed fraction, the first step we're going to do, place into an improper fraction. So 3 times 2 gives me 6, plus 2 gives me 8 over 3. I have negative, I don't forget it. 4 times 1, 4, plus 3, 7 over 4. And now I have a positive and a negative, so my answer will be negative. And then we just multiply the numerators. 8 times 7, 56. Then we multiply the denominators. 3 times 4 gives me 12. Here I have negative 1 over 4 times negative 5. I have 2 negatives, so I know my answer will be positive. And there's no denominator. If there's no denominator, we place a 1. And then we multiply the numerators. 1 times 5 gives me 5. And then the denominators, 4 times 1 gives me 4.